very intense.
Yeah, in many ways too, Kevin. The crowd is more amped up, louder, more emotional, more rabid, and the emotions between the players can run high, leading to friction and confrontation. So it's a charged environment when you lock heads with your rival.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Filling out the wings, it's Harden and Ariza. Clint Capella is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Paul in at the 1. Kicks it out to Ariza. Over George. Ariza no luck. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Here's Eustace. He feeds it to Westbrook. Over Paul. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Westbrook's got the first points of the night for Oklahoma City. Screen by Capella. Harden outside. Ariza kicks it to Tucker. Clock at 6. Capella sets a screen for Harden. 11 feet away, and they pick up 2.
And sometimes, Kevin, there's just no way to stop Harden. When he's that close, I mean, he's going to get his shot off over the defense.
Here's Westbrook, and he gets it to go from the corner.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup. Well, you look at a player of Harden's ability, and a couple of things stand out for me. One is his competitive spirit. He's understated, but he's very competitive. He doesn't take nights off. He's a guy who really takes pride in showing up and playing every game.
One shot.
And to illustrate Harden's competitive nature, last season he famously said, "I just want to hoop. I'll rest when I'm done." You know, Clark, that's exactly what you want to hear from your team leader.
Yeah, you love hearing that. Owning the responsibility of leading and showing up all the time. And Harden, heavily depended upon by his team, gives you everything he has every night. Not super flashy, but very competitive and driven.
Paul against Westbrook. Paul kicks to Harden. Ariza outside. Capella with a screen on George. Out left to the wing. Paul for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Paul's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And George kicks to Westbrook. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. George against Ariza. Here's Paul. No good. Shot missing. Westbrook with the nice D there. Thunder trailing by 4 from 11 feet away. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Westbrook.
Well, you got to respect the jump shot of Anthony because he's got the ultimate green light. And because of that freedom, he's a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
They get it again. And it's sent back by George. Westbrook passes to Eustace. Back to Westbrook. Lets it go from deep. Westbrook missing again. Rockets have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Tucker dishes to Ariza. There's the screen. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, you chronicle the career of Trevor Ariza. You know, he came into the league primarily as a slasher and transition scorer and a good defender. He's done a nice job reinventing his game as he's gotten older. And now he's much more of a 3-and-D type player, impacting both ends of the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Trevor Ariza. And Ariza is certainly, Clark, of the 3-and-D mold as a veteran. That is often what players on the perimeter need to do as their athleticism starts to decline.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ariza can still run the floor and occasionally punch it down on you. There's no question about that. You know, it's just now the bulk of his contributions come off knocking down threes. He's had a very long and productive career and has really done a nice job of adapting to whatever his team needs from him.
Anthony left side. Shoots over Tucker. And again, it's Carmelo Anthony.
And Melo, a skilled shooter. If he gets a clean look, you expect him to make it.
Paul kicks to Capella. On the wing, Harden. Stolen by Westbrook. Outside Anthony. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. That's 7 points for Carmelo Anthony. The Rockets trail. Paul with the ball. Pass to Capella. He dishes it to Harden. Passes it to Ariza. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. On the clock. Over George. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And as he squares up from mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
Makes it off the glass. George has got his first points in this one.
And George really eats up opportunities to score inside because he's so creative in how many ways that he can score close to the basket.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Adams, the pass to Westbrook. Good D by Ariza.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Paul outside. Back to Ariza. Capella with a screen on Westbrook. Shot to stop the run. Tucker can't get it to go. Oklahoma City leading by 3. Eustace kicks to Westbrook. Adams with the screen on Paul. And here's George for 3. It's rebounded by Houston.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Inside, it's tipped. Paul outside, Tucker. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
And though lacking some height, Kevin, Tucker has the bounce, the reach, and the strength and attitude to do damage inside.
Anthony dishes to George. The Rockets pull it in. Capella's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Harden the pass to Paul. From 11 feet away, it's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Westbrook kicks to George. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Anthony against Harden. Fires from the line. Harden with the defensive effort. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And you ask any Houston fan who the greatest player in the history of their franchise is, and they all say Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark, you played against Olajuwon. Just how great a player was he, and what does he mean to this Rockets franchise today?
Boy, he was special. A first ballot Hall of Famer, brought the only titles in franchise history to the Rockets, and could do everything you want from a big guy. Graceful, strong, a presence defensively and on the glass, unselfish. They called him Hakeem the Dream.
One shot, gentlemen.
For good reason. That dude was a dream to play with and a nightmare for opponents.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Patterson, the screen. Outside, Felton. Patterson setting the pick for Felton. Back to Grant. Shoots the three. Mba'amute pulls it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Paul kicks to Gordon. There's the dish to Mba'amute. Paul with the three. The rebound by Patterson.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
And it's Grant in the corner. And here's Felton from the arc. The Rockets pull it in.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Adams with the screen on Gordon. Abrinas kicks to Felton. Patterson, the screen. 6 to shoot. Shot to end this cold run. The rejection by Paul. Here's Gordon. Here's Nene. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Rockets lead by 6.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Adams' shot is good.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
It's Ariza on the wing. Good, and Paul gets the assist. That's 10 points for Ariza.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Up top, Adams, guarded by Nene. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
You know what? When you allow Grant to get close to the rim, you risk seeing him give you a facial right in your grill. I mean, tremendous athleticism from the Syracuse alum.
Paul's shot is off.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
Good work there as it goes.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Screen by Mba'amute. Jacks up a three. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. We've got 1:23 left here in the first quarter. Patterson, the screen. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
And the commitment from Grant on the drive to the rim, I mean, he's absolutely ferocious, relentless in how he attacks the rim.
Outside, Gordon. Amute, a screen on Patterson. Ariza no up.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
That is the perfect technique to rebound. I mean, he shields his man, kept him behind, and then he's off to the races.
The drive by Paul. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, I tell you what, that's a shot Chris Paul is really comfortable with. I mean, if he gets the space to rise up from mid-range, he's going to bury that.
Houston shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City. And a switch here also for Houston. Johnson, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And that one misses.
And really, the past few seasons, the Thunder have just been a dominant team on the glass. They do a great job of limiting second chance points, and they get a lot of extra possessions with their own offensive rebound. Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
On the wing, Johnson from 17 feet out. Jump shot is good that time. And the Rockets lead by 5.
Boy, I love Eric Gordon as a combo guard. He's a multi-talented player who can play either guard position.
With 1 on the clock, and we'll be back with you shortly. And certainly an intriguing matchup tonight. Let's hear from Trevor Ariza on his team's mentality coming in.
You're playing against a team that's very scrappy. You know, they want to win as well. You got to come ready to play. You got to be ready for everything, and you got to be ready to claw to get this win tonight.
Ariza might as well be describing his own game. Scrappy, ready to play, ready for anything, ready to claw to get that win.
Yeah, and he has been that kind of all-out guy going all the way back to his days at UCLA. When you combine that with his talent, he's a guy who, no matter where he's been, his teammates rave about him.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Grinding away down low, man, just filing them down. Love the bully ball method. Paying off well.
Taking a look at the Rockets. Chris Paul and Gordon are the backcourt pair. Luke Mbamute out there with Johnson. Then it's Nene in at the 5. 5 on the clock. Paul missing again.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Ferguson misses. Houston in the lead. Paul dishes to Gordon. He kicks to Johnson. Nene outside. Now Gordon. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Now here's Johnson. Defense is right there. They shoot again. It doesn't go for him. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Here's Abrinas. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. For Houston, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Paul passes to Johnson. And it's Johnson again missing. Thunder have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Ferguson, the pass to Felton. Oklahoma City moving it around. Patterson, the screen. Here's Grant. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And for Houston, they're shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Paul kicks to Mbamute. Trying to get back on track. Rebound by Raymond Felton. Oklahoma City trailing. Here's Abrinas. Feeds it to Grant. And the pass to Abrinas. Back to Felton. Knocked away. And that'll be Oklahoma City as it goes out of bounds. Thunder retain possession. Russell Westbrook's checked in for the Thunder. Houston also making some changes. Clint Capella comes in for Nene. And it's James Harden in for Chris Paul. Here's Abrinas looking for his first basket still in this one. Johnson outside. Pass to Mbamute. Three-pointer. The Rockets again can't hit.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Westbrook dishes to Grant. Here's Abrinas, defended by Gordon, and Capella sends it back.
And every season, Capella has improved as a shot blocker. Timing, awareness, recognition. He's really good at erasing shot attempts.
Pass to Abrinas. And Clark, if you're a player on a cold streak, either in a game or over a couple games, does that tend to stay with you and get in your head?
You know, it's been so long since I played, Kevin. I would like to think that it didn't with me because the games came so fast. You're playing 3, 4, 5 times a week. You don't have time to loiter on a good game or bad game because the next one is on top of you. So I typically was able to get on to the next play within a game and to the next game after the prior game.
And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
The first free throw is good.
And you know, Kevin, there is no question about what this Rockets team wants to do. Shoot threes and drive it to the goal. Last in the league in mid-range jumpers by a long shot.
And the Rockets making a change here. Tucker's checked in. Good on both. And to give some more data on the Rockets and their threes, about 46% of their shots last season were from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and you know what? The Rockets are a firm believer in advanced analytics, which tilt the balance towards the three-point shot. And that's been a real driving force for why this team values the three as much as they do. And just another side note, that was an NBA record in terms of three-point shooting volume by the Rockets last season.
Harden has a wide open look on other miss by Houston.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And, you know, Carmelo Anthony is a special player, guys. A bulky, small forward with a quick trigger release, an elite scorer.
Well, you could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically nothing.
And he can't get the first one. Good on the second free throw. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his...
Whoa!
Hey, watch out now. Watch out. Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
Outside Anthony. There's the three. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Harden left side. Back to Johnson. There's a screen. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see. No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, That's superb.
Patterson a screen on Harden. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's going to be on James Harden.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
First one falls for him. And Clark, when you think back to your career, what do you miss the most about playing in the National Basketball Association?
Well, you know, for me, Kevin, because my career was cut short due to injury, I missed the opportunity to see how good I could have been on a winning team, on a playoff team. Back in the early 80s, the Pacers were building towards that, and I never got a chance to be part of a playoff team. And the camaraderie you establish in going through the shared misery and joy of competing is something that's special and unique to sports, and you really don't find it in any other venue.
Dishes to Harden. Capella with a screen on Westbrook. Harden, no good. Oklahoma City's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. George passes to Westbrook. Screen by Adams. They set the screen. Kicks to Carmelo. Launches it. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Harden outside. Screen by Capella. Johnson, a wide open look. Another miss by Houston.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And it's George missing. Houston in the lead. And here's Gordon looking for his first basket still in this one. Screen by Capella. Tucker with the ball. Anthony on him. Tucker can't get it to go.
That's smothering defense. Chicken and gravy defense, not giving him an inch there. That's how you guard the inside. Yes, sir.
Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Harden kicks to Capella. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
That's good from Capella.
Boy, I tell you what, it's really impressive how Capella has improved his role so quickly, Kevin. I mean, he's a starting caliber center known for his defense, but continues to make strides on offense, too.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Joe Johnson. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Greg, when you think about the franchises in the league that have sustained success, who are always competitive, Oklahoma City should be right there at the top.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the records for the Thunder, and their success really does speak for itself. 8 straight seasons of 500 or better basketball. Only the Spurs and Rockets can also make that claim.
Nailed from three-point land.
He's been turned up this quarter, showing a lot of confidence and sinking a lot of his shots.
Ariza with it. George picks him up, and here's Harden for 3. The three-pointer is right on target. Harden's got it all tied up now for the Rockets. Outside Westbrook. Over Harden. Tips it. Rebounded by Capella.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Gordon dishes to Harden. Trying to find Capella, gets it to him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
Passes it to Hustis. Puts up a three. The Rockets pull it in. Capella's got 11 rebounds in the game. Westbrook against Harden. And Tucker has it in the corner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Harden the pass to Capella. Back to Harden. Capella with a screen on Westbrook. Here's Harden. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And Harden's a prolific scorer. We know that. He gets it done from everywhere, anywhere. Thanks mainly to that outstanding confidence.
Offensive rebound, Adams. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Adams has got 6 points.
Really active down there, imposing his will and force and seeing his efforts pay off.
Gordon kicks to Harden. 1:51 left in the second quarter. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Steven Adams picks one up. You know, Clark, for all the talk of Russell Westbrook he had with his triple-doubles in the record-setting season, James Harden was a force in that department as well. Second in the league in scoring and in triple-doubles. It was just a huge part of why he had such a claim to the MVP award.
Well, you know what? Harden was fantastic and had a phenomenal year, a record-setting type individual performance for Harden. But as hard as he worked, still not quite enough to get to the top of the MVP ladder.
And the first one drops.
You've really got to appreciate how smart Harden is. Incredible at changing pace and gears quickly. Keeps the defense very much off balance.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Felton's checked in. Nene, he's checked in for Houston. Paul comes in for Gordon. And both free throws good for James Harden. And Clark, there are a lot of great scorers in the NBA, but do you think a handful of players are just impossible to defend?
There's only a few guys that are impossible to defend, and I think the most unguardable guy in the league is Kevin Durant. We've not seen anybody with his size, length, touch, speed, ball handling in all the time that I've watched the NBA. I mean, this is a 7-footer that moves like a guard, handles it like a guard, shoots it like a guard, and is 7 feet tall. There's nobody close to him in that regard.
Take a break.
LeBron
Take a
James,
break.
because of his physicality and speed and skill, would be second. But Durant, the most unguardable guy in the league.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, you know, last season, one of the surprise teams was the Houston Rockets. Ended up 3rd in the West and one of the best records in the NBA. And, you know, most thought they would have a down year after Dwight Howard walked.
Grant, he's checked in for Paul George. And both free throws good for James Harden. And the Rockets, one of the big surprises in the NBA, but the players believe that they were one of the best teams heading into last season. They eventually won 55 games, which was much better than the 41 wins the season before.
Well, you know, Kevin, this organization has been putting out solid teams for the past decade, really. I mean, Mike D'Antoni deserves a lot of credit for their play last season because they were focused and were always hard to match up with.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
And Adams kicks to Grant. Screen by Adams. Adams with the screen on Paul. Westbrook dishes to Adams. Some solid defense there by Nene.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Anthony, the pass to Adams. Adams with the screen on Harden. Felton kicks to Adams. Good. And a nice assist from Felton. That's 10 points for Steven Adams.
Yeah, and he's connecting on a lot of his shots here, shooting a high percentage from the field, really giving his team a boost.
Now here's Paul. He's got 5. Nene with the screen on Westbrook. Nene setting the pick for Harden. And the wide open shot from Paul. Here's Nene. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And honestly, guys, in real time, I couldn't really see whether he got it off in time. But with the benefit of replay, it seems pretty clear that the clock expired just before the release.
And you know, as a player, you're aware of that clock ticking down on you, but within that last fraction of a second, it's really hard to know when you're focusing on your release and the defenders if you waited just a split second too long.
And they're keeping the call as is. It was close, but he had not released it before the clock had expired.
Yeah, still better safe than sorry. I think they did the right thing to take another look at it, and if it's so close that you can't tell by the naked eye, might as well go to the slow-mo.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Houston on top as they wrap up the second quarter on a 14-6 run. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Billy Donovan. Coach, it's been back and forth in the first half. What's it going to come down to?
Well, I'm going to say it's close. We know we're playing against a great team, so we just got to keep grinding and keep playing.
We'll see how it turns out, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Shaq, the Eel, O'Neal. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 18 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
I'll tell you what, James Harden has reached a new level offensively. It's the threat of the score, the threat of the pass, and the ability to completely control the pace of the game. He's also developed as a leader, the kind that younger guys can learn from and look up to.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
They did some good things, but not enough. They need to start being more assertive. Go harder to the rim. Generate some free throw opportunities at the very least. Do something.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
Houston leading by 5, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Oklahoma City right now, Paul George is out there with Anthony. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Eustace in at the 2 spot. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Outside Anthony. Over Harden. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. 10 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Here's Harden. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
This will be his 5th trip to the free throw line.
And a lot of his points coming by way of the free throw.
I like the fact he's been dialed in. He's gotten into a nice rhythm, and he never got out of it. And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
Free throw good, James Harden. Thunder trailing by 8. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Adams down low. Capella's there, hangs in the air, and there's the nice layup by Adams. Adams has got 12.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
90 seconds now into the second half. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, one thing about Paul George, outstanding length for a wing. Clark, he's listed at 6'9", but he's grown since he came into the league, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've had debates about that because I'm about 6'8.5" or so, and I kind of look at him eye to eye, but he feels like he's taller than me, so we'll go with PG on that one. But he's also added some muscle, too, Kevin, and that's helped him at both ends of the floor. He's a lot stronger and able to play through contact as a result of it.
First free throw is good.
Man, I like the competitive spirit of George. It's one of the reasons that he's so special as a player. He's overcome a bunch of adversity, which I think has fortified him as a leader on his team and also one of the best two-way players in the game.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
The Rockets again can't hit.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage.
Get it! Hold down there, man. And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Paul kicks to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. Capella with a screen on Anthony. 5 to shoot. And it's Capella missing. The Thunder have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. It's stolen by Ariza. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Harden, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
Throw good, James Harden. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
And I tell you what, Ariza is a lockdown defender, constantly keeping his hands and feet moving to come away with steals.
Adams. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
And that's how you want to use your fouls, not allowing him to get to the rim.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good play. I mean, you stopped a sure thing slam dunk with that foul, and I think you send a bit of a message, too, about your physicality and force in the basket area.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
And Mbaamute's checked in for the Rockets. And so Adams nails both of them. And last season, the Rockets' offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. 2 great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense.
Paul with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. To the inside. Here's Capella, and it's blocked by Adams. George against Ariza. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
For Oklahoma City, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. And we all know that Mike D'Antoni is one of the most respected offensive minds in basketball. You look at his coaching tree, and there are branches all over the NBA. He has a lot of respect from his peers.
I mean, when you have sustained success like D'Antoni has had, the respect comes with that track record of success. D'Antoni has a great working relationship with a lot of other coaches as well. This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Thunder trailing by 5. Westbrook passes to Houston. They set the pick. Outside Westbrook. Buries it from 3-point range. Westbrook's got 17 now.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Harden kicks to Paul. Back to Harden. The feed to Mbaamoute. And no good that time. Excellent D there from Anthony. Outside Westbrook for the lead. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Another one. Man, he's just gotten into a great rhythm out there.
And I'll tell you what, Greg, once he finds that rhythm, he's hard to guard. Shots come easy for him.
Paul dishes to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Nice recognition that time from Capella, aggressively rolling to the bucket after setting the screen.
Westbrook passes to George. And he banks in the layup. He's got 10.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Rockets have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Paul kicks to Capella. They set the pick. Capella sets a screen for Harden. From outside, off the mark. The Thunder with the lead. George with the ball. He's got 10. They get the rebound. Here's Adams. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Houston's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Paul against Westbrook. Fires top of the key. The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got his third basket of the night.
Always one of the league's most accurate jump shooters. Chris Paul can flat out knock him down.
Adams with the screen on Harden. Screen by Adams. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Here's Anthony. That's good from 17 feet away. Anthony's got 12 in the game. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Here's Harden. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right on target there, Greg. Of the last 10 points they've allowed, 8 have come from in close.
Here's Westbrook, and they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, a little too physical on that play. Tries to climb over the top of him and gets whistled for it.
That was an elementary call for them to make there. I mean, once he knocked him off balance from behind, that was a no-brainer.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Adams. Jeremy Grant comes in for Anthony. Ferguson's checked in for George. And Abrinas subbed in for Eustis. And it's put back up and in by Capella. And the Rockets lead by 3.
Love how Capella stays alert on the offensive board, creating second chance opportunities thanks to that activity.
And the pass to Ferguson. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists in the game.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
And it's Paul missing.
And, you know, Kevin, that's what they want, an uncontested look from the perimeter. Sadly, they came up short on that possession.
And it's Abrinas in the corner. No good on the 3. The Rockets have gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Paul kicks to Gordon. Westbrook against Paul. Over Westbrook. And Paul gets it to go in. He's got 9.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Outside Westbrook. And it's Abrinas in the corner. Patterson, the screen. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
The first one falls, and the Rockets making a change here. Nene's checked in. And so he makes both from the line.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Gordon kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Paul. Over Patterson. Again, the miss by Paul.
Tell you, that is not what they want. A contested jump shot, the defense right on him. You need to get a better shot than that.
Patterson, the screen. Here's Abrinas. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Eustis is checked in for the Thunder.
One shot.
Free throw good from Eric Gordon.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
And he's able to get it back. And the block shot turns into a shooting foul. So the defensive effort there a bit too much, as the officials will send him to the line, and he'll shoot some free throws. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a three off the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball.
And the first one drops.
And, you know, Grant, a second-round pick, has worked hard for his minutes in the NBA. He's an exceptional athlete who plays with a real edge, a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
And the Rockets making a change here. Tucker's checked in. And Grant drops them both. Rockets trail. Now Paul. 9 points in the game so far. Johnson kicks to Nene. Gordon a screen. Paul with the three. Drains the three-pointer. Paul's got 7 points for the quarter.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Patterson, the screen. Grant with a screen on Paul. Westbrook kicks to Eustace. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but a much better half since they changed hoops. And they're really looking strong here.
Gordon dishes to Paul. Launches a three, and there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Paul. Gordon's got the game tied up here for the Rockets.
And really, the three-point shot is Gordon's specialty, Kevin. When he squares himself up, there's a real high chance he's dropping it in.
Here's the screen. Here's Grant. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Grant's got 10.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
There's the dish to Gordon. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Here's Westbrook. That shot off the mark. Some solid D from Paul.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic. And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season.
First free throw is good. And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
It's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career. He's always been criticized for not going deep in the playoffs, and saw Houston as maybe his best bet to make a deep run.
And so he makes both from the line.
Well, Chris Paul signing the big contract this past offseason, and you knew he'd end up with one of the biggest deals out there, and his impact on a team goes far beyond just stats, and the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Nene, the pass to Johnson. Nene, the screen. And Tucker has it in the corner. Just 4 to shoot. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Tucker's got his second bucket tonight.
And defensively, guys, they've lost something since halftime. I mean, they've given up open looks. They've got to buckle down and get some stops here. Play with some urgency.
Here's Westbrook. Shot to stop the run. Doesn't go for him. And And so it's Houston with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We got to now start to anchor down defensively right now, trust each other and trust the loads. It's not just one-on-one defense, it's together.
A little help from your friends. This is what Billy wants. He wants a lot of communication, wants teamwork. And guys, you were talking during that break. You think his team is listening?
You know, you also have to credit the other team. I always say, you know, they get checks on the 1st and 15th also. I mean, the offensive play calling is having an effect, and let's just see how they respond.
And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter, and if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Taking a look at the Rockets, Chris Paul and Gordon are the backcourt pair. Johnson is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Nene in at the center. Here's Gordon. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Well, for the majority of his career, Clark, Eric Gordon has been a starter. But last year, in his first year with the Houston Rockets, they deployed him as a 6th man, and he flourished in that role.
Yeah, you know, he sure did. And some guys just have a knack for thriving in that role coming off the bench. He knew he had the green light coming off the bench and jacking up threes. That's what he was called to do. And even though he played less minutes, he still obliterated his previous career high of 3-pointers taken.
Free throw good, Gordon.
And they haven't let points get away from them at the line tonight. That's always something that'll allow a coaching staff to breathe a little easier.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in, and a switch here also for Houston. Ariza's checked in. He doesn't get the second one.
But making it a 2-possession game was what was important on that trip to the line.
Rockets leading by 5. Outside Gordon. Gordon a screen, and there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Here's Oklahoma City now. Westbrook kicks to Adams. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. Grant, that's good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Gordon a screen. Paul for 3. The shot, no good. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Westbrook dishes to Adams. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Anthony's checked in for Jeremy Grant. And the Rockets making a change here as well. James Harden, he's checked in for Gordon. And so Adams nails both of them. 4th quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. And here is Paul. There's the screen. He dishes it to Capella. Here's the 3. And Harden with the basket on the assist from Capella. 28 points for James Harden.
So pretty to watch when Harden gets room to shoot from 3. I mean, his release, picture perfect. I think it's going in every time.
Westbrook passes to Anthony. The putback, and it's Adams on the follow.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Eustace kicks to Anthony. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to be on James Harden.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. And it's tied up with that one. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Screen by Capella. Feeds to Ariza. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
It was very close, and I wouldn't mind letting them play on that one. It wasn't blatant by any means.
Here's Westbrook. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
He misses the free throw. And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
Here's Eustace. Here's George. That one, no good. Good D by Ariza. Harden right side. Shoots. It's deflected. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Here's Eustace. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on James Harden. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump. But I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. The Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That's his 4th foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
The Rockets with another miss. The Thunder have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Eustace passes to Westbrook. He kicks it to George. Pass to Adams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. It's Harden with the drive. Harden draws the double. Here's Paul. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 5th assist in this one. George with the screen on Paul. Westbrook dishes to George. Pass to Anthony. Rebounded by Capella. For Houston, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And Tucker kicks to Harden. It's deflected. Westbrook against Paul. Westbrook, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Greg, no question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
And so far, this has got that feel of a game that could be back and forth all the way.
Yeah, not a lot of separation in this one, Greg. Both teams looking for that one big run to grab momentum.
Paul for 3. Thunder with the rebound. Outside Westbrook. Passes to Houston. And George kicks to Anthony. No good with the triple.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Paul outside. Here's Ariza. Here's Capella. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And, you know, Capella is so strong that you really got to wrap him up if you're going to commit the foul on it.
On the free throw, no good. Thunder trailing by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And Adams kicks to Anthony. Misses from short range. Houston's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Capella, the pass to Paul. Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. It's stolen by Adams. Outside Westbrook. It's good from long range. Westbrook's got 8 here in the quarter.
And you can just see his confidence is rising. Bucket after bucket from long range.
Paul kicks to Harden. Kicks it out to Paul. Dishes it to Harden. Harden draws the double. Paul outside. Capella with a screen on Anthony. Shot clock at 6. Here's Tucker. Excellent D there from Anthony.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
And they take the lead. And the Thunder lead by 1.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Harden. Capella sets a screen for Harden. Now the feed to Capella. It's stolen by Adams. Here's Anthony. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Anthony's got the lead up to 3 now for the Thunder. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Adams with the slam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Here's Ariza. Capella dishes to Ariza. And that time, also a missed shot.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take it down.
And it's George missing.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
Ariza has the open look. That doesn't go either for Ariza.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Westbrook kicks to Eustace. Screen by Adams. Anthony with the screen on Paul. Adams outside. Here's Anthony, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
There's the screen. Paul with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Paul kicks to Harden. And it's off from three-point range. The Thunder leading by 7. The pass to Eustace. Back to Anthony. Shoots over Tucker. And it's Anthony again missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments. Loves stepping up at crucial times.
Eustace kicks to Anthony. And he uses the glass on the layup. Anthony's got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, I like how quickly he threw the bounce pass there. Hard to defend against that.
Now here's Paul. Screen by Capella. It's up a 3. Harden, no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
George with the bucket.
There's not much a defender can do when George decides to go up with the pull-up. I mean, you got to respect both his shooting and his driving ability because of his speed on the dribble.
Here's Harden. Kicks to Capella. It's hauled in by Adams. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on an 18-5 run. The feed to Carmelo. Outside, George. Adams down low. Capella covering, pushing their lead to double digits. And now it's a 12-point Oklahoma City lead. Houston now, time running out.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for Oklahoma City.
Fewer miscues made the difference.
I mean, a great all-around effort. Not only did they minimize their turnovers, but kept the pressure up on D, forcing the other team to commit turnovers.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Steven Adams.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Adams. Jeremy Grant comes in for Anthony. Ferguson's checked in for George. That's Felton in for Josh Eustace. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And Bahamute comes in for P.J. Tucker. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for Chris Paul. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
And taken away by Johnson. And it's Houston on the break. Harden's got the ball. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. The shot by Nene, no good.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
To halt the run, and it falls over the rim and in.
Tell you what, Kevin, so good to see Gordon with that pull-up jump shot. Man, is that sweet.
Here's Ferguson. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Carmelo, what did you like best about the win tonight?
We just played hard. We came out here ready to play. We jumped out there quick on the defensive end, and offensively we got it going again. And it was a great team win today, though.
Everybody contributing. Carmelo, thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. And we'll see you next time